I think he's inspired a lot of kids. For grassroots boxing gyms that were struggling to pay bills are now full because of people like Jake Paul. Yeah. And for women's boxing, he's done amazing. It's women's rights to stand up and fight for equal right, and Jake's a pioneer of that, so he's done well on those two fronts.
Let's go. Whole card stacked next Friday. Let's fucking get it. Whole card, movies. Come on. Stop playing, people. Look at this.
Great.
Look at this. Come on.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. And I'm proud
I don't dislike Jake Paul. I'm just a competitor, and we could talk about the fight, what he learned, what I learned. And as I said, and I stand on it, I think there's room for us to do some good business because we're crossing over from USA to the UK. We're here to take over, not take part. And I have to go in there, stomp all over him, inflict pain, and land that right hand that he says is my only weapon. I know the energy in that building when you've got 15,000 people calling out for entertainment, calling out for power punches. I know I'm gonna deliver, I know Jake's gonna deliver. So the people in the venue are gonna be in for a good treat and they're gonna go home and say, what an event that was.
We can bring the votes in, fellas. Huh?
You had taller shoes on it last week. You're shorter today. You're shorter today, bro. He's strong, bro. He's strong.
Mommy, he's drinking me.
Thank you, appreciate it.
The room froze in Miami the moment Anthony Joshua snapped. What was supposed to be another flashy press conference turned into something far more unsettling. Joshua stripped away the circus, the jokes, the influencer hype, and stared straight through Jake Paul. His message landed like a warning shot. This December isn't entertainment, it's a professional execution. And in that instant, the crowd realized this fight was never a game. This was only the beginning.
You know how the game goes?
Yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
Who are those opponents lined up for you in 2026?
My focus is on Jake Paul.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Is that true though? Do you have those two fights lined up already?
They're not signed, they're not sealed, but they're opportunities really. They're just opportunities in the game. But my main focus that's signed and sealed is Jake Paul, so that's all I've got in front of me.
Do you agree with the assessment that if this fight goes longer than the Ngannou fight, it's kind of a...
No, Jake's a completely different fighter to
Okay.
Ngannou. Ngannou and Jake are completely different animals, so I can't compare the two together. Ngannou never boxed before either, Jake's boxed before. And they're just different. Ngannou's a lot more slower, but a lot bigger and more powerful. Jake's quicker. Jake boxes in a completely different style. Ngannou's more upright. He can do switches southpaw and orthodox. Jake doesn't really do that. They're completely different fighters, if I'm honest with you. So I'm not trying to compare. At the end of the day, it's just what happens at the end of the night. I'm not in there to try and knock Jake out in 10 seconds or 8 rounds. I'm gonna go in there and do a job. I'm gonna wanna hurt him.
Joshua didn't deny Jake Paul's audacity. He dissected it. Calm, surgical, and unapologetic, he explained that Paul wasn't getting special treatment or shortcuts. No gimmicks, no mercy. Just a disciplined camp, ruthless fundamentals, and a pressure-heavy game plan designed to cut Paul down piece by piece. Joshua wasn't selling confidence. He was selling inevitability. And if you felt uncomfortable listening, that was the point. If you're locked in so far, hit like now, because it only escalates from here.
I'm going in there, I can fight free. If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
Do you agree?
Whatever he said, we'll see if the cookie crumbles. I don't know what to say. I'm confident in myself. Like, I'm not focusing on him. I just know what I can do, and I can't wait to show it. I'm not gonna crumble. I'm solid. I've been through wars.
Then Jake Paul leaned forward, eyes wide with belief, promising to shock the world. The contrast couldn't have been sharper. While Paul clung to optimism, Joshua remained unmoved, cold, centered, dangerous. He said he was betting fully on himself, even offering to put his chain on the line. It wasn't bravado, it was a declaration. And when confidence meets calculation in a heavyweight ring, history tells us exactly who usually pays the price.
I like to challenge myself. I like to take on the biggest, the best. I said anyone, anytime, any place. I truly mean that. And I'm here to go out there and shock the world. I know what I'm capable of. I see him and what he's capable of. And we're gonna go to war and we'll see the best man that will win. But people say, oh, he's out of his mind, all of these things. I've gotten to where I'm at today because of delusional optimism. And so it's delusion until it's not, because look at where we're sitting today. No one ever thought that this would be possible, that we would be here when I first started boxing, and no one thinks I'm gonna win. So join the list and be ready to be shocked.
Joshua drove the point home by laying out the real stakes: heavyweight power, total concentration, and zero tolerance for mistakes. This wasn't just marketability versus skill. It was influence colliding with elite ability. Respect was there, but so was the warning. If Jake Paul can't survive sustained pressure, the damage won't just be physical. It will echo across reputations, careers, and the sport itself. And just when the tension settled, another voice entered the conversation. One that made everything darker.
And I don't know nothing, but one person would do what Jake is doing. And that's it. And I'm talking about the weight difference. For him being, well, like I said, 215 and Joshua being 250, I don't know that there was differences. I don't know no other person that have done that but me that fight that. I fight guys 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds heavier than me. You know what I mean?
But if it's not scripted, then do you think it's dangerous?
It's dangerous no matter what.
Deontay Wilder didn't mince words. The matchup, he said, almost feels scripted. 215 pounds versus a former world champion near 250. But scripted or not, once the ropes close, the danger is real. Wilder spoke from experience, describing MRIs, scans, and damage that creeps in silently, long after the adrenaline fades. His warning reframed the event completely. This isn't content, it's combat. And when the real consequences sink in, the mood changes fast.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous. And the one thing for sure my doctors have always told me, it's like the head, they say, Deontay, understand this. The head is not meant to be hit, you know? Because I always get, CAT scans and make sure the brain and stuff right and making my body right. And I always try to convince other fighters and stuff, go get MRIs, go get CAT scans, and go get all that, because your outside body may feel good. You may, I'm good, especially after a fight. The adrenaline rush is still on. You don't feel nothing right now. But after this over with, maybe a week, a month, 11, you probably are developing something that can end your career. You just can't see it right now. You can't see it. You maybe can't feel it, but it's developing. And that's why I say, because the doctors always told me, and I learned from the doctors, they say, Deontay, understand, the head is not meant to be hit. Your brain is not meant to be shook.
As Wilder's caution hung heavy, Amir Khan added a blunt layer of realism. The fight's sudden arrival felt surreal, he admitted. But the most realistic ending didn't. A brutal Joshua knockout. Khan didn't sugarcoat it. He questioned why Jake Paul's team would accept a matchup where the physical danger so clearly outweighs the reward. Yes, the money is massive, but Paul has a life beyond boxing, and some risks don't fade when the lights turn off. Go pause for a second. Subscribe now, because this story is heading somewhere uncomfortable.
So quick, it's come so quick, the fight has. But AJ, by knockout, brutal knockout, Nakisa is making a big mistake putting Jake Paul in a fight like this, because he's gonna want to see him get hurt. I mean, these guys are going for the money, where really, he has a life after boxing as well. Let's hope he comes out the ring in one piece.
Khan broke down the motivations with chilling clarity. For Joshua, it's simple: an enormous payday in a fight that favors him on paper. For Paul, it's influence, visibility, and access to boxing's traditional audience. But Khan was firm. While boxing is unpredictable, Paul doesn't possess the power or technical threat to change a fight against a heavyweight of Joshua's caliber. One punch can change anything, but only if you're capable of delivering it.
If I was AJ, I'd do the same thing, because at the end of the day, you're fighting a YouTuber, and why not? I mean, getting paid millions and millions of pounds. And why is Jake doing? Jake's just doing it for probably the fan following. Maybe he wants to get the boxing audience. But look, who knows? I mean, anything can happen in boxing. One punch can change the fight, but I just don't think he has that one punch to change the fight. It's just Jake.
After Khan's warning, Eddie Hearn stepped in, the man responsible for steering Joshua's career. His tone was calm, but the message was ruthless. Even though Matchroom isn't promoting the Miami event, Hearn confirmed he'll be in AJ's corner, treating Jake Paul with the same seriousness as any world title opponent. No novelty, no jokes. The camp is urgent, disciplined, and fully locked in. Paul may have pride and experience, Hearn acknowledged, but none of it prepares you for what Joshua brings.
I had a deal with the zone to allow AJ to take this fight. I'll be there promoting AJ. I won't be pushing and promoting the show like normal, but you'll see me. You'll see me all week, and I'll be around AJ like I am every fight week. And we're taking this very seriously. It's not like we're not going into this week in Miami as a laugh. We're not saying, oh, it's Jake Paul, or this is going to be like we're expecting a test, and we're expecting and preparing like we would if we were fighting a world-class heavyweight. I don't think you would expect anything less from AJ. He's not mucking around. He's not laughing and joking. You know, he's relaxed, but he knows he's fighting next week on a massive stage in a fight that's very important for his...
Hearn went further, addressing the elephant in the room, health, backlash, and what happens if this ends violently. Paul, he said, is better prepared than a novice, but still unequipped for the artillery of a prime heavyweight. Joshua's legacy isn't at risk. This is an 8-round mission with extraordinary financial upside and global exposure. The mindset is pure business. Arrive in Miami, impose dominance, exit with momentum, refocus on world titles. No sentiment, just damage. Oh, if you're still watching, comment below, because this debate is splitting boxing in half.
You know, and he can go over and, you know, he can't get up and the ref stop. That'll be a massive result. You know, the biggest result for Jake Paul right now is that he gets away with it by not getting hit too flush, because the artillery will be heavy. The artillery won't be, and I've lost count of how many times I've said this. Do not worry about anybody holding back. Do not worry about us going, oh, it's Jake Paul, let's not take it to... No, we're going in there, locked and loaded with the heaviest fucking artillery in the heavyweight division that will be unleashed on Jake Paul in my...
When you piece it all together, Joshua's cold intent, Wilder's safety alarms, Khan's realism, and Hearn's behind-the-scenes honesty, the picture becomes impossible to ignore. This is a crossover spectacle wrapped around a very real heavyweight danger. The size, power, and experience gap isn't narrative, it's physics. Jake Paul isn't stepping into a storyline. He's stepping into a division where one mistake can end a night, a career, or worse. The only real suspense is how long he can avoid the inevitable.
So, and it will be unleashed sharp, fast, and hard on his chin. So the best case scenario for him is that he gets, you know, it don't land too clean. Because when it lands clean, he ain't getting up. And the fight's over, and he's getting knocked out bad. And there'll be a lot of people that will enjoy watching it. I'm giving him the respect to say, listen, you've got big balls. But he needs to get very lucky next weekend. Not lucky to win, not lucky to survive on points, lucky that the knockout is not too clean.
In the end, everything leads to one unavoidable conclusion. Jake Paul talked his way into the biggest moment of his boxing life, but Anthony Joshua is treating it like a live-fire assignment with zero margin for error. So let's hear it. Is Jake Paul daring or delusional? Is Joshua taking a risk or cashing the easiest check of his career? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Fast Break. We'll see you in the next one.